Good morning. It is the 18th of June, and today we are releasing our son to college, one of our kids. It's a unique time. Every time you do it, it's real, it's a transition, it's permanent. It's never going to be the same. When he comes home, he's a visitor. His room is no longer his room. I mean, he can claim it, but once mom takes over and cleans it out and reshapes it, it might become another kid's room. We have two left, and then one might say, I want that room, and it probably will happen. So when you have a bunch of kids like we do, releasing each one it's a combination of a lot of emotion that I can't even explain. I just know it's a thing. And then when you have the kids, as they get, down the line, the older kids, they're doing stuff, and so your head is full of them, and now you've got a new thing, a new child to release to the wild, wild world. And that in and of itself, if you had one child, is a big deal. It's the empty nest. I can't believe it. They're all grown up. I had these 18, 19 years. And you're just numb in a way, because it's like, it's over. My parenting is over for that child. Now it's just advice from a distance, prayer, a lot of prayer, because when you release them, your prayer intensity goes up. If you're a praying parent, that's just a fact. So I just want to share that, because if you're a young parent, you got little kids, what can an older parent that's released kids share about those days, the early years? So my wife did this. She did it for my other sons. It's a beautiful book where she lays out, and it's mostly high school history, but she has these pictures, because the pictures aren't as good when they were little 20 years ago or 15 years ago or 10 years ago. But now the pictures are so clear because our phones are got great cameras and all that. But anyway, this book is like a snapshot of his 19 years. And he's going to treasure that book. When you look at it, you're like, wow, I can't believe how fast. Here he is, a little kid, innocent, running around, playing, uncomplicated in every way. Who knows what he's going to be? What kind of life is he going to have? Then you start to realize that he's a unique kid. Like my son, this particular son, Steven, they call him Stevie. I think that's what they call him at college. Football player, but he was also a baseball player. I thought he was going to be a baseball player, but he ended up being a football player. And we don't even know how good he's going to be at that, because he hasn't really had, a great quarter. He's a wide receiver. He has a great quarterback to throw him balls in space, and where he can jump and get it, and the other guy can't. That kind of thing. And that's what they're going to learn about our son, this college, Campbell. They're going to learn things about him that he doesn't know yet about himself. And so they get this base product, human, beautiful human, and they get to take him to places that he's never been as an adult. And that, I'm watching my oldest son in pro baseball having an adverse year. Like, everything that could go wrong. He's healthy, but things just aren't going right. So it's fire training, adversity training, and we have to embrace that. I'm telling you have to embrace adversity, because it's coming. And if you just look at the meta-narrative, the world is in chaos right now. I'm a research dude. I've been studying things since 9/11, because I saw the buildings come down. I started asking really difficult questions. And then, once I got into that, understood what happened in 9/11 a little bit more to the real story as opposed to the fake story, which is still out there. Then it's like, you tie that to the Iraq War. What was it really all about? Afghanistan, the poppy fields. Then you learn about the Vatican and how they play along with all this nonsense. Then you study the CIA and the starting of all these regime changes. And it just gets like, oh my goodness. And of course, Donald Trump creates this explosion of conflict, political speak, news media. Now you realize the news media is a paid CIA entity to create, population control, make people believe bullshit. And it's just getting more crazy, more nutso. So we're raising kids to become adults into a world that's getting more dark and loud and confusing to sort. So what is the refuge? It's God, your relationship, which is spiritual. He's right here, it's spiritual. He's in me. I know that's true. I can't prove it. I can't take a picture of my insides and show you, oh, see, there's God right there. Jesus is right there inside of me. I just know it. It's a knowing thing. And when it comes to releasing your children, you're releasing them knowing you're releasing them into God's hand. It's a knowing thing. He owns your kid. Father God gave you the child to tend to it, to take care of it for, like I said, 18, 20 years. And then that child becomes an adult to make decisions that are their decisions. They got to own their decisions. Where they go to college, what they do, what major, who they marry. Obviously, we're going to pray they make good decisions, but ultimately, it's their decision. They have to live with their decisions. They have to believe that that's what they want. And of course, kids don't know what they want. They go to school and they have most of them have no clue. And if they want to be a doctor, they realize, I don't know if I want to be a doctor or a lawyer or something cool, right? A computer scientist, and then you see AI coming in, they're going to replace the computer scientists and the software engineers because they're going to have AI do all that. Then you start sitting there like, what am I going to do? It's going to be like that for a lot of kids in the future. If your kids are like 5, 6, 7, 10, 12, you as a parent have no idea what's the best skills for them, or career, or major into college, or even if they should go to college. You have no idea. This world we're in is going to quickly transition into a digital, AI-driven world. Automated cars. Everything's going to change. And we've got the blob in Washington, D.C. that sucks up all the money, that seeks to control the world and commerce in the world to protect our big businesses that are set up here. And you don't know what they're going to do, what wars they're going to start. Do they love peace? Do they love the human? Do they love community and people having a great... No, that's our choice. So what I prayed for my son is that the Holy Spirit would be his guide, would be his teacher, that he would carry forward the light of God, that he would be the light, that he would beam out love, God love, human love, and in so doing that, build his own little circle, his own community, because that's all you have. You have your family, which is always going to love you, but then you got to go out and build your community, your inner circle. And that inner circle becomes the thing that you rely on as you develop and get old. I have a very small number of people that I trust to share my heart with. But it's okay. I don't need many. I just need 2 or 3. And that's going to be true for any human, that there's only a handful of real friends that'll stick with you through every scenario that you're fighting or dealing with. True friends. And that's what we need in life. But we have to be a friend. We have to be a true friend to somebody. We have to know how to love people. Then we can then attract that kind of friendship into our life. We have to be loyal. We have to be agape, unconditional love type people. We can't judge by appearance. So these principles that I've taught my children now get to be put into action as they step into their own decision making. Like every day they make their own decisions. Now if they're on a team like my son and my other sons, they're in a structure, which is great because discipline is there, time management is there, peer pressure to do good is there, also to do bad. But most coaches, most trainers, most leaders of young men want them to stay out of trouble. So they have those eyes looking upon them, and that definitely helps. And when you get a job, you have a boss to please, all of that plays in. But this time you have when your children are young is the time you're going to miss. The simplicity, the uncomplicated way it is. So treasure it. Treasure the simplicity of the early years. Time spent is better than anything. Just hanging out, doing stuff, taking a walk, throwing a ball, playing a game, watching a movie. These are all things that the kids have built into their whole essence because it's layer upon layer, year by year. And when family is paramount and love in the home is felt, that will stick with them all their days. So the best thing you can do for your children is to love them and to love your wife, love your husband. That's the best thing you can do. To set your child up for success is create this envelope of love whereby they can be saturated in truth and love, which is felt, not words, not churchiness, love. And conversation, openness, transparency, realness. And then they carry that womb of what they learned to the world that they go in. So they're probably going to want that on their team or in their group of people at college that they hang out with besides their football team, which may not happen. But my point is, they're extracurricular. They're going to be looking for a community that has that element in it. So those are my words. Shalom.